to Hustle Vida. I'm your host, Jessica Jeanz, where the music, studio, and the heart of our cultura unite. From legends who have paved the way to the new voices shaping the future. This show is for the hustlers, the dreamers, and la comunidad. We're going to be sitting and talking to community leader and entrepreneur Marco Gonzalez, a powerhouse behind Up Above Media and Gonzalez Law Group, and his dedication to success and serving the community. And on top of it all, we got a powerful performance by rising star I Am Lopez, delivering a soul-stirring anthem on cultura and immigration, straight from the heart of our gente. This episode is about legacy, leadership, and lifting each other up, because here at Hustle Vida, we don't just celebrate success, we built it together. Let's get into it. This is Hustle Vida. Up next is the voice that you'll feel the moment she steps on the mic, repping for H-Town with poder, pride, and purpose. She's been hitting city to city, opening up for legends like Baby Bash and bringing raw bars, soulful hooks that speak straight to our gente. A force in both rap and R&B, her latest track is an anthem for the Mexican-American experience. Unapologetic, unfiltered, and real. My homegirl, I Am Lopez,
yes,
in the building.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. That was such a beautiful introduction.
Man, you're so beautiful. You've been working. I've been watching you grow as an artist for many years now.
Yes.
Those that followed my platform know I've been supporting you for a long time.
Yes, for a very long time.
And it's just a beautiful thing to see you representing for H-Town, for Latinas, for Mexican Americans.
Yes.
And now you're hitting all these different cities. What has that been like? You on tour, just tapping into different cultures in different cities, and how are they receiving you?
Well, you know what? One thing I will say is, like, Lopez is good wherever she goes. Like, really, I feel like me being who I am, just being myself, no matter where I go, has been the main thing that opens the doors for me. You know, because it's a lot of culture shock when you go to different places. I finally made it out to the East Coast. I made it out to the West Coast. I was out in Cali for like 2 weeks, and it's very different out there. It's super cool. I mean, I love the culture, but it is different. Like, I seen the difference between what Chicano rap is and like what Texas rap is.
Okay.
And so.
What would you say is the difference?
I would say, so in the West Coast, they definitely have a different swag, a different like lingo. You know, when it comes to what they sound like, and I feel like the Latin artists or Mexican artists closer to Texas sound more Texas. We sound a little more, they say we got an accent.
Twang.
We got a twang, They say we got an accent. I'm like, well, I'm from Texas, baby, I don't know what to tell you.
Yes.
But yeah, and it feels great, man. It feels great because I know the song is city to city, but girl, I've been state to state with it.
Woo!
You know what I mean? Nationwide.
Yes.
I'm on your side.
Right, looking for that endorsement. So,
okay.
But you are definitely been working a lot. You've been in the lab with a lot of great producers and also great artists. So Baby Bash is somebody that you've been opening up for. So what's your relationship like with Baby Bash?
So, well, now I'm on tour with him, basically. And so it's been so beautiful to see. It's gone from him giving me a J one time at one of the festivals that I met him at. It was like the very first time I'd ever performed at a festival. And he was in the back, and I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, that's Baby Bash.
The nephew.
Right? I was like, wait, because I didn't even realize, how big of a part of my career now he would be, And so he's always giving me good advice every time he sees me, Now he's seen me perform a couple of times, but he would always miss me, because he would, show up. He's the headliner, right? So he would always miss me until here recently, and now he's just like, man, Lopez. He's like, I see, I see why everyone is like, yeah, Lopez is the next big thing, because of my performance alone.
Yes.
And
that's one thing I do have to agree on when I do watch you perform. There's a lot of energy, and there's a lot of passion. And often I've seen a lot of, different artists perform, and some are very concerned with their appearance as far as like, well, I don't want to do this, do that, or just, but being, like I said, unapologetic, and also being just full of energy and vigor, and a lot of, when you're watching you experience Lopez on stage, you're feeling it.
Right.
You're actually feeling it.
Exactly. It's like that's what I kind of pride myself on. It's like I'm gonna make you feel something. You know, something in there is gonna be like, whoa. Like a lot of people tell me they get the chills. You know, a lot of people are stunned. You know, a lot of the times they say, oh, they weren't feeling you. No, they're stunned. They're like, hold on. Is this really happening in front of me? You know, because like you said, it is a lot of energy, and sometimes it's real gritty and real crazy and sweaty with no lashes because I don't sweat them off. You know,
Yes.
like there's a lot that comes with my performances, and I do perform a lot of my music. You know, sometimes the same songs, but every performance is different because it's kind of like a freestyle for me, you know, when it comes to the performance.
Yeah, so speaking of freestyle, you know, we're from, you know, the Freestyle City. We're here in H-Town. So, you know, with your upbringing and H-Town culture, how do you incorporate that with being a Mexican-American Latina artist? How do you incorporate that culture into your music?
Well, definitely, like, I feel like we have that Southern Texas swag for sure. You know, we're different down here in the South. And when I mean South, I mean like in Houston. It's definitely different from other places in Texas. But we just have like the slab culture, you know, we have all these different sayings, you know, down, you know, instead of down. Like we just have a lot of different things that make us unique. And I feel like that swag, that lingo, all of that is just things that I can pull from to make, you know, create my music and then vice versa with all the Mexican culturing that I have and that I've had and just, you know, really tapping into both languages, both cultures, both parts of Lopez, you know, because I feel like I am very versatile and multifaceted because of my upbringing, being, you know, Mexican, old school music, you know, and then American country music, and then, you know, American rock and roll, and then of course all the OG music, you know, the ¿cómo se dice? The Houston legends, you know, the H-Town legends, this chopped and screwed, you know, culture, like all of that is just a huge, it's just a huge pot that I can just, you know what I mean? And, like, I feel like a lot of people don't have that. I feel like a lot of people listen to probably just a certain amount of music or a certain kind, you know?
Yes.
You know, but I love all kinds of music. Like, some people would look at my playlist and be like, what the heck?
I saw that
compared
somewhere.
To my music, you
where
know?
Someone said the advantage of being bilingual is we get twice the bangers.
No, for
in
real.
Spanish and in English.
Yeah, that is definitely a fact. Man.
So your impact, you're already making an impact. I did watch one of your shows where you've had grown men cry with the song Lágrimas.
Yeah.
That is one of the main reasons for today's visit that I wanted to visit with you today was because I want to talk about Lágrimas and the inspiration behind it, the message you're trying to send, and the sense of pride that you have a lot of us feeling with this song. So tell us about how that inception and how that worked out and became.
So Lágrimas is a very vulnerable message from Lopez to her people, whoever that is, because I don't want to say, I didn't specify. You know, obviously in the video you can see I'm a Mexican-American, you know, and the flag that I'm portraying, but I didn't specify because immigrants come in all shapes, colors, and sizes.
Right.
And so Lágrimas was a very just... Javi Lopez is the producer. He's from California. He had sent me that song already, or the beat already. Okay. And so I listened to the beat, and I immediately got that like ranchera feel, that like Vicente Fernandez, something that we can like feel, cry to, just, you know. And I was like, lágrimas, I was like, cry, like, you know, like sometimes you can hear like a chilladera, a cry or something in a song before anything. And so I had messed with the beat a little bit, but I just put it back down, right? And then finally we got to Cali, and we were in like a 12-hour studio session. It was myself, Javi, Filero was there, Mo was there, and we recorded Lágrimas, and then we recorded these other songs, but Lágrimas was like, we were all kind of like, whoa, like after that we need to go take lunch. Like we need some air, we need some, you know, it was a huge release for Lopez as well because of the emotions. Just I feel that I have a lot on my shoulders as the woman and the Latina that I represent. I feel like there's a lot missing from the representation of my people. And so that song was just like kind of just tying everything together as far as what we've been going through as a people, as immigrants, you know, being, you know, just how many tears have we really shed. You know, there's this other song that I did with Lil Rai Rai, and it was like, and one of my bars was trail of tears to trail of bullets. Like, it's the same thing, it's the same outcome, just a different shade of brown. It's just a different time. It's just you know, it's like we're in a loop, we're in a cycle, you know, and it's like how many tears, that's what Lágrimas is how many tears must my people shed for our land, that's been our land, you know? And then not only is it our land, but they try and take that pride from us to act like it wasn't, you know? Like, y'all didn't even care to change the names when y'all moved in. You feel me? Like San Juan, you know, San Jose, like what? You know, it's like it was already ours.
Yeah.
You know, so
I love it.
But I'm truly blessed to be American because I know the privilege that comes with, you know, and that's why I say I do feel like there is a lot riding on Lopez, but I'm the one for the task, you know, I'm the one for the job.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Knowing your purpose and standing in it, and, you know, using your platform, your voice, your gifts that are God-given, to make an impact on our community. So I salute you for that. I'm so proud of this song for you. And, you know, in our Mexican culture, there's a lot of certain traditions, right, that we always, you know, make sure that we continue on, right? Whether it's, you know, Sundays after church, we're meeting with families, with our family, or just getting together. But there's always pan dulce on the table.
Right.
So that's one of the reasons I have pan dulce here.
Yes.
And every time my guests are here, I do try to have them select their pan dulce and to tell me why they selected that pan dulce. So you can dig in there.
Okay. Because I don't see my cochinito. I'm looking for it.
Well, here's the plates.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Don't worry about it. We're going to eat it fast. No, I'm just kidding. But, yeah.
Uh-oh.
I like the marranitos.
El marranito.
Okay, el marranito is my favorite. Okay, I don't even know, like, I guess if it's like gingerbread or something. I don't really know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I would say it's very
All
close
I know
to
is,
gingerbread.
for one, this one looks kind of crazy. This one looks like a boar. Looks like a wild boar. Okay, this is not a marranito. This is a wild boar. But still, I love the marranitos because it's one of my grandpa's favorite, and so he would always split it with me until they finally realized, oh, Corita likes the marranitos too. Like, maybe we should get her one too, you know? Because it's like they would always, because like this is my favorite, my grandma's favorite right here.
Okay.
And so that was my favorite for a long time until, you know, I got that one, and I was like, oh yeah.
Is mine in here? I like the empanada. I'm an empanada person.
Empanada, girl.
Anything that's got a filling in it, I like it.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. The cheese, the cuerno with the queso, girl. Ooh, don't play with it. Don't play with it.
Enjoy your marranito.
Thank you.
And we're enjoying just having you perform and let us know where they can catch you next, what you have coming up, and where they can find you on social media, because I want everyone to support you.
Yes, of course. So I Am Lopez, I-A-M Lopez on all platforms. You can Google it, anything. I'm going to come up. And basically, like I said, Lágrimas just came out, so that video is out. We got a lot of things coming. I'm on tour right now, the I Got You tour, spanning all the way from Texas to Cali to the northern states like Michigan, so we'll be in Detroit, you know, we'll be in Illinois and Chicago, we'll be in Oregon, and then, you know, back down south to Atlanta. So we're really active, we're really moving, and it's just, I'm just trying to get my message out there in front of everyone.
Love it.
You know, and just getting in their faces, because that's the thing, it's like online social media is one thing, but once you meet someone in person, you make that first impact, you make that lifelong fan, you know, that's what I'm after. Like, that's who I'm looking for, you know, my people, you know, so yeah, I'm super excited. I'm super excited.
Super excited for you. Much blessings, and you know, may God be with you in everything that you do,
so much.
and has His hand on you and your protection. Any shout outs you want to give before we get out of here?
Yes, big shout out to my girl Jessica Jeanz for one. Long time coming. We had one interview that just never aired one time. And it was because, just everything in divine timing. I truly believe that. And I feel like this is just, it's been a long time coming, and it's such a beautiful place to be in, where we both have grown, and it's a beautiful thing. Big shout out to my mother, obviously without her I wouldn't be able to do this. My family, my support system, the father of my kids, who's always been a great dad to his girls, and he is a huge part as for what I'm able to do and how I'm able to be in everybody's face.
Superstar and a mother.
Correct, all of it. Big shout out to the Hustlers Playground. Big shout out to Big Hev. A lot of people don't know that, but I'm being managed now by Big Hev with Mo Hustle. So those doors are starting to fly open. So it's a huge blessing. And then of course, big shout out to all of my supporters, because without you guys, like obviously Lopez would not be who she is today.
Well, I want to bless the viewers with Lágrimas.
Yes.
So if you could do a little something for us, so stick around.
Okay.
We got more with I Am Lopez with her new single Lágrimas, so make sure you hang out here on Hustle Vida.
Atrás, el orgullo nos quieren quitar. No hay río ni puentes que nos alejan. Esta tierra siempre fue nuestra. Es nuestra. Tanto tiempo aquí sufriendo. Dicen que no nos quieren, pero bien nos buscan para los quehaceres. Enjaularon a los viejos, le quitan libertad para trabajar, que la cartera hay que llenar. Puros años de tormento. Y bien como nos friegan a pagar impuestos para los ajenos. Enjaularon al gobierno. No hay ninguna mano que nos echan. Estos güeyes se aprovechan. Tantas lágrimas. Tantas lágrimas. Para atrás, no sea tonta, no se raje, me lo dijo mis papás. En el campo se rajaban, mercancía cosechaban, los niños disfrutaban que la humilde vida da. Todo lo que necesitas, deja bien las avaricias, bien feliz con frijolitos, mantequilla y tortilla, que el amor nunca nos falta y el pan de cada día. Nos pueden quitar todo, menos la alegría. Por mi tierra he llorado tantas lágrimas, nos lo robaron muchos años atrás. Y el orgullo nos quieren quitar. No hay río ni puentes que nos alejan. Esta tierra siempre fue nuestra. Es nuestra. Tantas lágrimas. Tantas lágrimas. Tantas lágrimas. Tantas lágrimas. Muchas gracias.
Next up on Hustle Vida, an advocate for growth and opportunity, we're honored to welcome a true community leader, entrepreneur. He's a powerhouse behind Up Above Media and Gonzalez Law Group, uplifting businesses, community, artistas, and also supporting the next generation through mentorship, education, and of course, he's a proud sponsor of Hustle Vida. Welcome to the show, Marco Gonzalez. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for everything that you have done. You're such an advocate in so many areas for this community. here in Houston. From what I understand, you're born and raised here in Houston, and you have Gonzalez Law Group and Up Above Media, two big entities. But let's talk about what it took for you to become the lawyer that you are today and where your passion comes for helping the community.
Okay, well, just one correction. I wasn't born in Houston. I was born in McAllen in the Valley, but when I was 4 years old, my parents moved the family here to Houston, and so since the age of 4, I grew up, here in Houston, went to South Houston High School, go Trojans, and then after that I went to UT in Austin, got my bachelor's, and a lot of people don't know I got my bachelor's in textiles and apparel fashion design, so like nobody guesses that I was a fashion design major making clothes, and how I got into that. Y'all remember Foley's? Macy's bought out Foley's, and
Yes.
And I was Foley's youngest intern, summer intern ever. They picked me up right out of high school, and I interned with them for 3 summers in their corporate offices and their buying offices. So, but in high school, there used to be a clothing store called Merry-Go-Round, and that was all the cool clothes, the club clothes and everything. So I used to work there, and I was one of their top salespeople in the company. And so I had a knack. Somebody came in to buy a shirt, they'd be leaving with 3 shirts, 2 pairs of pants, a belt, socks. And then even my days off, they would call me back then and say, hey, we got customers that only want to deal with you, and can you come on in and take care of them? And I met my oldest son's mom, at the end of college, and we ended up having my son, and then we moved over to Dallas because she got into medical school, over there, and so we moved over there, and she had our son in her first semester of medical school, so at that point, like I kind of put my goals on hold to take care of him because she was, going to medical school, and but then towards about the end, being there about 3 years, then I started, hustling on the side, building up my clothing line, and I was like ready to go. I was working like a sales job over there. I was about to quit that and then do clothing full time, because one of my idols was Ralph Lauren, and so I wanted to catch him and surpass him, but right when I had everything, set up, and then I was about to quit, me and my oldest son's mom split up, and then it was an ugly, nasty child custody battle for like a year and a half over in Dallas, and I felt, and I still feel like I should have won custody, but I didn't. That's losing that case with my son, who was 3 years old at the time, changed my life.
Wow.
And then I went, to law school, and I went to law school and became a lawyer, and I thought I was gonna be the best family law lawyer anybody's ever seen, and fighting for dads for their kids, but I couldn't. When I became a lawyer, I couldn't wait, just for family law cases representing dads.
Right.
So I took anything and everything that anybody had, when I first started. So I was doing immigration cases, criminal cases, car accident cases, probate cases, civil cases, contract disputes, and then it just, I did not have an office at all, so I'd meet people at Starbucks, so thank you, Starbucks, because y'all were my office, Started off the Gonzalez Law Group, as soon as I became a lawyer, and at the beginning I was like, fake it till you make it, so it was like somebody would call in. I had one of those internet phones, and so it rang differently, and so when it rang, different, I was like, Gonzalez Law Group, how can we help you, in a different voice.
Yeah.
I was like, you're looking for Marco Gonzalez? Like, hold on, let me see if I can find him, and then I'd be like, yes, this is Marco, how can I help you? And so that was kind of my thing. And then my friends and buddies that were lawyers was like, where's the rest of your group? Your Gonzalez Law Group. And I was like, it's me, myself, and I. But I got a little bitty office, and I was proud of my little office. And then now people started coming to me, so if they didn't show up, that's fine. I was still working on something else. They did show up there, and I wasn't driving all over the city. And but when I got my office, people, even though I was in a little bitty, beat up, office building, I was just closing, signing up everybody, and just going to work. And then I needed help. I hired a receptionist, after maybe about a month, on my own in the office, and then we got busy. I had to hire a paralegal, and then another paralegal, and then a lawyer, and so after my first year, it was a tiny little office, but there was like 5 of us, there. My desk, it was like me and 3 others on the desk, like 4 laptops, like touching each other.
Wow.
And when somebody ate a chip or something, we're like, shut up. Like, it's like, we were like trapped in there. Yeah.
Quarters,
so when somebody would come in, they would all, literally, they would go to the hallway and sit Indian style, keep working on, on whatever while I'm doing a consultation and taking care of business. And but after the first year, I told my crew, I'm going to find us a bigger spot. And then so we moved into a spot that was big enough for 12 people, and it was us 5, and 6 months later we outgrew that, and then I had to deal with the property management and get another office, there was a vacant one. We knocked down the wall, and then now we had enough room for like 20 something people, and a year later we outgrew that. And then I had to get another office on another floor in the same building, because I couldn't expand sideways anymore. And so then I had to split up my departments. A few of them were downstairs, a few upstairs, and so I was having to go up and downstairs in elevators, meeting with my people, and and then we outgrew that. Then we had like 35 people. That was just kind of the, one of the breaking points is like, I need my own, location. I need my own property so we can build and grow. And
that's what it sounds like. It sounds like throughout your life there have been these obstacles or these things that happen in life, circumstances that have happened that have made you, giving you no other choice but to go in that direction, or give you no other choice but to get a bigger building, or start to focus on, I want my own. And I think hustle comes in so many different, when you have it, you have it. So whether you're hustling at, a fashion, store, or if you're doing it now, in the law field, a hustler's a hustler. And I think that you've shown that just in everything that you've built. Now you have your own building. And with your own building, I mean, you have multiple businesses that you've done, there's so much passionate. And one of the things that you do is Up Above Media, which is where we're at now, filming here at Up Above Media. We had Flip on the show. He talked about, working with young artists. There's platforms here. People are shooting podcasts. People are recording music. Where did that marriage come from, and why is it important for you to have Up Above Media?
I guess with growing up, I was into sports, playing football, basketball, baseball, and in the books, and all honors classes, all that stuff. But I've always loved music, had a passion for music, but I never learned to play an instrument or read or write music. But it's one of those things where I'm always have music in the background. I'm in the car, in my office, I always have some music going on in the background all the time. In my position, I've got the Gonzalez Law Group, and then with the Up Above Media, these great staff that's here right now, these creative people that are behind these cameras and on these switchboards, and I have top. I'm all about doing things at a high level, so even when I knew I was starting the Gonzalez Law Group, that's why I named it the Gonzalez Law Group, when it was just one of me. And I had the motto, your legal team for life, even when it was just one of me, so I manifested it, because you gotta have that dream and go after it, and no matter what it is, that you want to do. And so the Gonzalez Law Group has been able to allow me to be more of an entrepreneur and dive into other ventures. So there's Up Above Cookers, we got a cooking team, the Up Above Media, so we make content for music. We got 2 state-of-the-art, music recording studios, this awesome video production room, Up Above Entertainment, where we sign entertainment. We sign, athletes and artists, musicians, too as well. And I also have, Up Above Adventures, some sport fishing yachts out of Galveston that take people deep sea fishing.
That's what I'm saying. You're like the epitome of a hustler. And then a thing that I love about your group too is that there's always a community event. You're giving back, whether it's donating blood, whether it's, helping out families that need, for medical, benefits and fundraisers. And it's such a beautiful thing to see because, you are a busy person, and yet you're still lending your mentality, your heart, your passion, things you've gone through, like you mentioned with, your custody battle that just got you into full force, and now you have a direct purpose on what you're doing, and then it's expanding to the rest of la comunidad. And so I want to salute you for being, a leader, somebody that defied a lot of, different types of stereotypes, and been able to make something of yourself, and switching directions the way that you did when it needed to be done, and finding a new purpose in everything and every day. So I just want to thank you for being such a community leader here in Houston, giving back, and then giving people opportunities. So I salute you for that, Marcos.
Thank you. I love giving back. I've always been this way. When I was dead broke, I could give my time, and I always did. But then, God's blessed me, with these opportunities, and so now I'm being able to give my time, and I've been able to get money as well. I mean, I'm passionate about toys for kids for Christmas. We collect thousands of toys every year. We've been doing it forever. Backpacks with school supplies.
Yes.
We do at least 1,000 of them full of supplies, and we give on out every year. And we do blood drives like every 3 to 4 months, here, and I participate and give in as many, organizations and benefits as I can in and around the city.
Thank you so much for everything that you've done, again, for the community, for this platform in particular as well. And I want people to know that you're here to serve the community in whatever fashion that is, whether it's entertainment or even in the law field. So if you want to give people the hashtags or the handles for social media so they can find you in case they need more information or more inspiration.
Okay, I'm not good with the social medias handles. I don't know exactly what they are, but the website GonzalezLawGroup.net, Gonzalez with the Z, lawgroup.net. You can find our website. You got everything there. And I know on the website, then you could click on the social media stuff. But I'm getting better with it because now we got the media company.
Yes.
So I'm like old school with only Facebook, and I wasn't like really on Facebook that much. But then now I just got a TikTok and an Instagram.
Ooh, look at you.
I know I'm all cool now, like you. Then suddenly I see Jessica Jeanz' post on the different social media. I was like, okay, I gotta step my game up.
But you'll do well, just like you've done well in everything. You just have that in you. You're just that person. You just hearing your story and you sharing that just goes to show, like, anything you put your hand in is gonna be a success.
Well, I mean, things are like manifested. When I started this, I don't know, from the studios, I didn't know who I was gonna meet, but I mean, we've had some superstars come on in here, and Miss Jessica Jeanz as well, too. And I mean, I appreciate everything that you do, and for the Hustle Vida Network, letting everybody know, that if you just do what you're doing, life's gonna pass you by. Like if you're trying to get your goals, met, you like trying to just be average or even better than average is not gonna cut it.
Yep.
You only live once, and you only have one vida. Like use that time to hustle. Hustle. So I mean, I commend you for everything that you do, and I mean the concepts and everything with your network and the Hustle Vida. Like I'm proud, to call you my friend, and I'm proud, super proud that you even asked me to be on the show.
Oh man, I appreciate you so much. But that's what it is. We're in Hustletown, here in Texas, Houston, Texas, and you're watching Hustle Vida.